Wake up, it's time to get things right. It's time to get things started on the Muppet Show tonight. Dun dun dun. Sergeant America coming at you. Boom! If you hear another boom, it's cursed. It's because, of course, my daughter, she has a new kitchen set and she is just ready to destroy it. So let's see how all this goes. There has, of course, been some technical issues. Right now, I'm running off my phone. I've been doing the Oddfellow Thoughts round table on an iPad 1 that's probably running on Windows 98 software. It is... It's one of those things I gotta see if I can get updated, get connected. I got a 500 error previously, but I think that's a server issue, not me. And it may be how Hangouts connects to my Twitter, so I don't know. Hey, stay out of that. My daughter's running on the loose now too. She's trying to get the CD player started that she loves to listen to, or play her music from her Speak and Spell or Animal thing, whatever, the one where you pull the lever and it spins and it says, the cow goes moo! But you're here for reviews. Anyway, the Nuclear Winter Special, of course it's an anthology for $10. Multiple artists, multiple writers. There's a lot of great stories in here. The overarching theme of Rip Hunter talking to 3 future cannibals, trying to keep them distracted Alibaba style so that he can recharge his time machine that he's got plugged in. It was the weakest part of the whole thing. It was a lot of great stories, of course, of Christmas, Hanukkah, New Year's. I don't think there was a Kwanzaa in there, but I mean, it could be anything. So, once again, I am a fan of these. This was definitely a wonderful issue. I recommend, of course, all those short stories that are in it. The glue that binds it, of course, is the weaker end of it. $10 wasn't too bad. I mean, you get the square-backed with... Give it a quick look, and oh, you like that storybook, don't you? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 stories. So for $10, $1 a piece story, not too bad. We'll just see if we can set that there with the least amount of crashing involved. Wanted to go over Mr. Miracle. I haven't really done my thoughts on this one. This is 12, wrapping it up. I got a little bit of water damage on the top, so I may be purchasing another one of these. Of course, I'm sure I'm going to buy the trade. I'm going to borrow the hardcover. I did enjoy it. And we're getting to the point where I'm just going to spoil it. Mr. Miracle finds out that he did die at the beginning, that was the last thing he was attempting, and he was going to escape from death, escape from hell, escape from heaven, escape from alternate universes. That's what we kind of saw from the last one. And I believe in a way that's what it was. Alternate universes, alternate options. I think when he is with his family, when he is on Earth, or in the High Father realm, he is in heaven. When he is fighting on Acropolis, he is in hell. And I think that mixture of the two is what we got. You know, it's the balance between one or the other that he can't really escape because he needs the balance of both of them. The family that he has is part of the trap of it too, and so it'll be very interesting to see if what other people's thoughts are. So multiple universes with heaven, hell, multidimensionalism. Enjoyable. I mean, this ended up becoming very much a family book, and I think that's what I loved about it so much too. Hey, not touching the comics. So yeah, I'm going to say it was an excellent book. I think it was left open to interpretation. I like an open storyline when I can talk about it with other people. When I'm reading a book all by myself and I will not be able to talk to anybody about it, I like an ending. Generally, I do like a beginning, full story, and ending on most of my stories. But like I said, if I know there's going to be a continuation, if they're going to use the person later, um, or like if I'm going to be able to discuss it with a group of people, an open ending is acceptable by me. I'm fickle, so sue me. Gideon Falls, definitely have enjoyed this series as we find out that the father is now being connected with Norton. That we may find out that possibly Norton may be the murderer in the past, or however it's connected around with the two worlds, whatever this may be. Has been very enjoyable. The storyline, like I said, continues to be riveting. It was very interesting to see the pastor have a moment where he has a vision, and he finds out it's like days later that he comes to that everybody left the church. That Norton is digging into his past, and we find out a little bit more about the monster creature has been coming to him regularly. He has some kind of key to a doorway. The Black Barn is all involved. So, like I said, this continues to be, it gives me just enough to keep me interested each issue. So, of course, I'm staying on it issue to issue. That Sorrentino art, of course, is a very good reason to do that, too. We heard Oddfellow Thoughts talk about the West Coast Avengers, and I will just continue to clap and repeat what he said. Fun book. Definitely enjoyable. This is kind of my next wave fill. Next Wave, Agents of Hate is another book I'd recommend to people. This one allowed me... Oh, I'm getting a cookie. Cookie. And with this West Coast Avengers, it is just a fun, silly, great book. And I definitely had to say that I enjoyed it for that reason. There's nothing serious involved with this. And I will agree, there are characters I probably normally wouldn't have cared for, but I enjoyed because they're in small increments. If Caselli is no longer on art, I drop it. I don't... Got a thing. And another cookie. Num, 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 num. Another cookie. Suicide Squad, the Black Files, right? So what we're calling it. Forget about the Katana story at the beginning. That is not why we get this. This Gentleman Ghost and the magic version. Leave it. The magic version. Leave it. Hey. Of the Suicide Squad is definitely why I picked it up. The idea of when they bring Clarion, the witch boy, I don't really know a lot about him, and probably that's why I'm most interested in him. He does the tarot cards, and at one point he talks about a hero dial. I hope that's some reference to hero dial H for hero. I was reading that with the New 52, really liked it because any schlub can be a hero. But this Gentleman Ghost, I know very little about him, and each time I read about him, I'm really enjoying it, so I might be looking for more of this. I really, really like the story in the back of this. Unfortunately, the awful Katana story in the front is something I had to read to get to it. Hey, Bubba. I'm trying to teach my daughter to say that. We're going to call her baby Bubba. Catwoman. This is definitely, once again, wonderful writing and art by Joey Jones. Hey, Bubba. I'm really confused as to why this family doesn't just kill Catwoman, and instead why they're capturing her. We see the ferociousness, of course, of Selena Kyle. This is just so good a book. If you enjoyed Lady Killers, this is definitely a good one to be reading right now. If you're enjoying this one, Lady Killers is very much reminding of a parallel on both of them. Just strong, great woman figure. It has just been amazing to read this series. Loving it. Loving every minute of it. I just picked up this issue of Green Arrow. Why? Part of it might be that cover. I mean, it's a beautiful cover. Part of it may have been that it was a small week. I needed something additional to read. Part part of it maybe I've just heard good things about it, and it is good. For jumping into a story in the middle, it was enjoyable. Close. Uh, had a little hiccup there. I'm almost out of power, so let's see if we can finish this. It was just good art, good story. Enjoying, the Ollie fighting this vigilante. Fight. It would have been a more interesting story if we found out that Ollie did kill somebody while he was drinking and driving in his youth. How would he pay for it? Being a social justice warrior, how would he, you know, get condone it? So it was just one of those things I thought was a very interesting take. It could have gotten more interesting. Of course, they got to continue the storyline, so they decided not to. It'll be interesting to see where it goes. And lastly, some quick ones. This has wonderful Sejic art, not on the inside. I did not care for it because of that. The art is the major factor. So without that Sejic art in there, if I find out he's not doing it anymore, I'm dropping it. Story wasn't that good. And the warning. Very interesting. Aliens are coming to our planet. There's these super soldiers that look like, oh, what was that Jean-Claude Van Damme one where he was a soldier and then they like rewired his head and him and Dolph Lundgren were fighting. That was a good one. That was a great movie. This book was just okay in my part, in my mind. I did not. I finished it, and I don't know that I'm going to pick up number 2. That's probably bad, isn't it? Probably bad. It was okay. I mean, it was all right. It's a lot of flashbacks. It kept going further and further back in the story as it continued. Maybe that made me feel like we weren't going anywhere with it. So, if they were supposed to hook me with this issue, unfortunately they didn't. So that's kind of how my last couple weeks have been. I should probably take a couple pictures. I haven't put to Twitter, which is the only way I can keep this brain registered on what books I'm picking up. So, hope you enjoy the video. I continue to try and kick these out. Of course, everything is late because I'm running off of a new father schedule that I haven't quite figured out how to balance life and fun and work and all that. I'll continue to see this. Hopefully I get updated. Either I'll try and get on my phone for next roundtable, or I'll do hopefully an update on my iPad, or maybe I'll beg and borrow my wife's computer. I don't know. Haven't quite figured any of that out yet. So, Sergeant America, catchphrase.